So I'm making this video because I've seen a lot of people I've played with, helping them do legendaries, helping them do certain things, and some people just don't know what is actually best on a build. Now these are pertaining to talents and how they work, as well as what will give you the better damage. And again, this is player's choice, but if you want the strongest damage out there, that I would suggest watching this video. It kind of helps explain a few things, especially for y'all who use skills as well as DPS type things. So this isn't just for PvP, this is also pertaining to PvE. So I hope this build video helps some of you guys out to understand it a little bit better and to get rid of some of the controversy out there on YouTube that you'll find. So I've seen a bunch of previous videos. I made a video about this and I don't know why I have to address this again. It's just strapping on my mind, but I want to try to help y'all out. So I'm here to help you as much as I can, but I hope that this really does help some of you new players. So as you can see, this is my skill build, which you can go to the descriptions below and see that I use this. Now, combined arms is going to be supposedly getting an upgrade for not 3 seconds, but pertaining to maybe 10 or even 5 seconds extra. So that's going to be the best on the backpack for skills. But we're talking about glass cannon versus kinetic momentum. Again, kinetic momentum, you won't take in the damage and you'll have 30% skill damage, which is going to help you out, as it reads right here. You know, so, but the problem is a lot of people don't understand that you have to wait for it to stack up, which sometimes takes about 15 seconds total, maybe a little less than that, to stack it fully all the way up, because it stacks 1% for every 15 seconds. So I believe it's for 15 seconds, but as long as you have both of them and they're not on cooldown, it'll stack up to about 30% skill damage. While glass cannon will give you 25% skill damage, skill haste, or not skill haste, but status effect damage, but it also gives you 25% weapon damage. So glass cannon is going to be stronger because you get weapon damage on top of that. Now, I first started making my YouTube because Kamikaze Von Doom's dingleberry dumbass decided to say that this piece was best on these builds. He is not wrong in one thing, that it'll produce the highest damage compared to this Wyvern, or even say this one, because it's 30%. But the problem that the dude didn't understand, what my comment was, where he started mocking my kid, was this 60% increased damage coming in. With one sniper dog shot, you were on the floor. And not only that, but prior to being able to optimize, you had to get those perfect rolls of maxed out skill damage, weapon damage, and skill haste, or one of the two at least, to put it on there. Versus the 50%, if I got sniped by a sniper dog, I would be able to survive. So I'm trading 5% to have survivability. And he thought I was nuts and crazy, and yet I was only hitting for 100, not 100,000, not 1,000, only 100 less per bullet on a skill. But I had more survivability than the perfect glass cannon. And that's why I tried telling him, and he didn't like that. So I proved him wrong, showed him the video, and he tried to deny it. So I made my YouTube channel off that. That's where I first started. So I told everybody I'm bringing you the best builds. And I want to show you, because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to show you in the difference in numbers versus just trying to make little cut and edit videos. I'm going to show you straight from one piece to the next. So let's stack up the capacitor. So see, we're hitting for, was it 266 right now. So remember that the gun is hitting for 266. The turret is hitting for about 279 or so. I think it's 276, 279 on the high end, and then on the low end, and it switches all the way over, it's for 251. So about, we'll say 20, 24K less from the waveform. And then the drone is hitting for like 173 on the high end to, let's really transfer all the way over, to about 152. So we lost about 20K right there on the drone. So about 21K on the drone. So if we switch this over, and we go right here, as you can see, I'm switching it over. We put on kinetic momentum, and you see it's got to build the stacks. See right here on the left, it's currently building these stacks right here off the kinetic momentum, and they're not on cooldown. So then we got the waveform going out there. We're hitting for, what was that? Let's get it back over that way. Oh, it's transferring to the turret. Let's get that out. 115 on the low end for the drone. And you see the one, it canceled out, so it's having to rebuild up, so we just lost damage. So that's a bad part about kinetic momentum. So you're not going to have full damage with kinetic momentum. If your drone gets killed, or your turret gets killed, or something gets shut down. But we're hitting for 171 with the drone on a max. Well, wait a minute. 173 was a max on glass cannon. Oh, so there's the 173 again with the drone. So we're hitting for the same. Even though it's 5% more, it's actually hitting for the same. So now we've got the turret going. It's transferring to the turret. The cooldown's off the drone. It's still stacking. Hopefully it gets to the max. So we're hitting for about the same on the low end for the turret. And we're hitting for 272 on the turret was max. So again, we're hitting for the exact same with kinetic momentum versus glass cannon. Literally the exact same. So it doesn't matter how much more we can put out, but as you can see, the bullet damage is, was it 212 versus 266? So again, I'm getting almost 50k more in bullet damage by using glass. So that's still more damage. Glass cannon is the better choice. Now, we come over here, I'm going to show you another thing. Glass cannon is better on status. Now, I can't show this chest piece because my kinetic momentum one does not have the status effect. So you see I have skilled haste and skilled damage. So I have to use this one, so we're losing some skill or status effect, but I'm not going to show you anything that's going to show you any different numbers. So I'm going to switch between this glass cannon with skill haste and skill damage versus skill haste and skill damage of the kinetic momentum. Okay. Now we have a weapon in our hands that's got damaged armor. So I throw my status out, burn them. We're hitting for 472. Okay, that's glass cannon. 472 with glass cannon. Now, again, we're going to switch this off. We're not going to go to the one with the status effect. We're going to go with the one with skill haste and skill damage and put on kinetic momentum. And you see we're trading this one for this one. So now we let it get our stacks up. We're waiting before we go into combat. You know, we're just starting a mission per se. We're just letting it build up its stacks. Okay, so we're at full stack. So we pull out our chem launcher. We launch. Oh, we just lost 15%. That quick. Why? Because it's on cooldown. So we set it on fire. 435. So we just lost damage because we had to shoot it and it's on cooldown. So kinetic momentum does not help with status effect builds. So we launch it again. It's on cooldown, as you can see. So we already showed that it's lost damage. So I have to wait now for that stack to build up before I can even detonate it for it to give us the extra damage. And pray to God it does it before it closes out. Look, it's about to disappear. It's just about to disappear. Oh, we popped it off and nothing. So again, kinetic momentum is not best for status effects. So I'll show y'all one more time what I'm talking about, just in case you missed it. So we're building up our stacks. We launch, we lose a stack, which means we're at 15, not 30%, versus glass cannon would just give us a straight 25. And we have to wait for it to cool down. Now that it's cooled down, it's got to build back up. And remember, we're even on fast cooldown inside here. If not, that'd be 17 seconds. So you wouldn't even get this done in time because the thing would dissipate. See, look, it just about dissipated. Oh, we got it. Oh, for what, 491 versus 493? but we have cooldown inside of here, but we wouldn't have that inside of a mission. So no, kinetic momentum does not help with status effects type builds, nor does it really help with skill damage. Yes, you could be able to survive because you don't have glass cannon on, and that's player's choice, but it's not best in slot. So if we throw this on with the status effect and everything, get rid of these targets real quick. Okay, let's set the sucker on fire. Instantaneous. We get more damage automatically, and we don't have to worry about cooling anything down. Again, show you one more time. Boom. It's done. 472. Instead of 436 or something like that. So, I'll show you one more. So, right here, as I've shown you all DPS builds before, glass cannon, because everybody prefers that one. I have another one, which I don't really show a whole lot, but it's focus. Now, we're going to show you all the difference between perfect glass cannon and focus. Okay? Because a lot of people think that glass cannon is the strongest thing. It's not always the strongest thing. Now, for skill builds and everything else, yes, it is. But if you read over here, focus versus glass cannon, we're not taking in any extra damage, but we're getting extra damage. But all we have to do is put on something that has 8 times or higher scope. Now, we have to stack this one up, just like kinetic momentum, we have to stack it up. This one here is going to give us 50% versus 30% amplified damage. Now, the amplified damage from glass cannon is for statuses and skill damage and all that kind of stuff, versus focus is just for your weapon. So again, it's player's choice which one you want to use. But I'm going to show you that one hits harder than the other one, just as I showed you in the other parts of this video. So we're going to be using the 45 times head scope, which is going to be the more than 8. And you see we're at 44 and 185 right here for crit chance and crit damage. Now, oh, I also forgot. We're also sitting at 140 in headshot. Okay. So this build is all about the crit chance, crit damage. We're going to use the Coyote's Mask to get the extra crit damage out. We have a piece of Seska. We have a piece of Grupo and a piece of Walker for the extra weapon damage. And then we have a piece of the Overlord knee pads and the Contractor's gloves, the Fox's prayers. So this is the build, okay, that I'm using for my personal damage one. So let's go in here, and I'm going to show you one more thing. You can also use, if you want to, the Walker and Harris gloves to get the extra crit chance out of this type of build if you want to, and drop the Contractors off. You'll lose a little bit of damage right there, but you'll gain the crit chance for the boomerang. It's not a whole lot of loss in damage, really not. But let's clear that target because that was from the earlier ones. As a matter of fact, forgot. I got to reset it back. Okay. So now we've got our target right here. So we're going to build up focus. And you see, I just reloaded, but I'm aiming. As long as I'm holding my trigger down, the focus, as you can see, is stacking up. But once I let go of that trigger, it goes away. Now I'm still aimed. I let go. I re-aim. It comes right back. But if I shoot over here and I reload and I hold my trigger down, I get to keep focus going. So that's how you don't lose the focus talent going the whole time. So as you can see, we're hitting for 477. Then when we crit again, we're hitting for 5.05. Now let's try to get Boomerang to go back. Now it still takes about 5 shots, but we're hitting for about 5. There's a 5.8. So we can almost hit for, say, 5.8. Maybe we'll just round it up to 5.9. That's with focus. Okay, so that's our max, is 5.9. So we're going to put on the glass cannon build, the typical one you always see, the gift backpack. Get the extra crit chance so we don't have to use the Seska. You can use the Seska if you want to. Doesn't matter. It's player's choice. And it wouldn't be any difference. And then we'll put on a piece of Grupo. Okay, so now we got all the max crit chance, crit damage, and then we'll put the crit damage mods in here. So we're not showing anything difference in crit damage or crit chance. And you see I'm putting all this stuff together right here so you can see I'm not bullshitting you like some of the other guys who will cut and edit out their videos. As we go over here, we're sitting at 44, 185, same deal, but we've gained an extra 10% headshot because we have the Providence. So this technically should hit a little bit more. .474. 474 was the max it critted right there. We were hitting for 477 with the other piece. And then we maxed out at 5.9. We can't go any higher than 474, almost 475. Versus Focus, we could hit for 5.8, almost 5.9. So is Glass Cannon the best piece? No. So let's throw on a piece of Walker. Let's get some extra weapon damage out of it. Let's see if we can get it higher. Remember, we were hitting for 474, so we're hitting for 469. We're actually hitting less than that one piece. So that's why I say that extra piece of Grupo hits harder than that Walker piece for weapon damage. So whenever these content creators come out here and again, I'm going to say this with the kindest words I can put out. If you ever see any content creators who go over and hit Federal Emergency Bunker, if you ever see them using Federal Emergency Bunker to showcase their build against something, say even to show you its damage or what its potential could be, don't ever follow them, don't ever watch them, because those little guys, when they're first fighting, they're only getting one shot or anything like that. They're barely even shooting any bullets. If you see any content creators who are out here saying that this is best and telling you that this is best, again, run it the way you want to run. I'm still going to show you what is the best, but it's not on me to tell you how to play this game. If you want to use it that way, by all means, use it that way. But I will not lie to you. That is my goal. I will not tell you that this is not the best, though I will show you other options on how to use it if you want. But it's still going to be on you to put that build together and use it the way you feel like you need to run it. But if you take my advice, if you want help or something like that, I will do what I can to help you. But when these guys come out here and start saying on stuff that the PTS, like certain weapons or certain pieces and all that, are not best on deal, again, these developers are going to change this stuff up in a heartbeat. So don't waste your time on them. Remember, all this stuff is still hearsay. Even me on some of these things that I tell you about for the PTS, they're all hearsay because they can change in a heartbeat. Okay? But these guys out here who want to say that one thing is best and they don't actually show you the other stuff, the other side of it, and prove that it actually is the best, then there's nothing but clickbait, period. I'm not here to be your clickbait. I'm here to give you the actual stuff that's the best to help you out so people don't boot you out or anything like that from a game or a legendary mission or PvP because you don't have a good build. I want you guys to have the strongest builds. I want you to have the best gameplay. I want you to go out there and have fun. Okay? That's what I'm here for. That's what I made this channel for, and that's what I will continue to do as long as I do this. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. I hope it helps some of you new players out, especially when this new content's going to drop. I will do my best to give you the best and the strongest builds and show you how they work.